Whether you're just starting out or well on your way to conquering England, there's nothing more important than the perfect set of armor. Hey there friends, it's Codiak here, one half of the team behind Legacy Gaming, and today I'm revealing that one set of armor you can't live without in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Weapons are nice. In fact, I think they're so nice, I put together a handy little video showcasing 6 of my favorite weapons scattered across England. But what doesn't get talked about enough is the armor. You know, that small little thing that keeps you alive. Seriously though, hats off to the Ubisoft team because the armor in Valhalla looks incredible. But when you boil it all down, the shiniest metal chaps won't mean a damn if they don't keep you alive, and that's exactly what I want to talk about today. If you're anything like me, you've probably put off building out a complete set of gear. Maybe you're running with something that works, and that's fine for now. But I'm here to tell you that if you buckle down and spend an hour, maybe 2 on getting yourself one specific set of armor, the rest of your adventures in England will be a breeze. The truth is, you can wait until you're done with the game like I did, but what's the point? There's no real challenges, nothing to test your skills at that point, so by putting in the time now, you're actually going to see the fruits of your labor come to bear. Browbeating aside, today's video is all about the Thane's armor, easily one of the best sets of gear in Valhalla. Now I don't say the best because that's subjective, and I'm sure someone will get all pissed off in the comments, but dollars to donuts, the Thane's armor is absolutely one of the best sets of gear that you can get without spending money in the Ubisoft store. But before we get into why you need the Thane's armor, let me quickly show you where to get each piece of gear. The Thane armor is considered a mid-tier or even endgame set of armor, but there's very little from stopping you from going to the various locations and getting the gear yourself at any point in your adventures. Of course, power level is a factor, but with a little stealth and skills like advanced assassination, you can circumvent any major challenges. The Thane's armor is a true Viking set of gear. It's part of the bear tree, which means it gets stat benefits from certain skills within that tree, and it's one of the most offensive-friendly sets of gear you'll find in the game, and the reason for that is the set bonuses. The 2-piece bonus grants plus 10 to crit after a parry, and while that's not too bad, it's the 5-piece set bonus that increases the damage of your crits by an additional plus 20 that really makes the difference. You'll be hard-pressed to find another set of gear that provides that much of a consistent benefit. No, seriously, you won't find it. I looked. There is one catch with the Thane's armor though, the benefit is lost when attacking targets from the back or enemies that are on the ground, and that's not something you'll figure out without going into the details panel. That's a big deal for players that prefer more agile combat. The bonus is designed for ground and pound, face-to-face confrontations. On top of that, you have to consider runes, and there are a host of defensive runes to consider. The obvious choices here are anything that plays into a more parry-centric playstyle to layer on to the Thane's armor perks. You will have to upgrade your Thane's armor to the mythical tier to gain access to that diamond rune slot, so set aside some tungsten, but you only need 1 per piece of armor, and the sooner you get the quality up, the sooner you can see the benefits from this incredible set of gear. Now you may think we're done. That's it, right? We talked about where to find the armor, talked about the perks. Let's call it a day. But I think we can actually take this one step further and really dive into the synergy with other items in the game. And we can get a bit fancy here if we decide to combine 2 sets of items for 2 separate bonuses. If you haven't already collected the Mentor set of gear, here's a quick map to show you where you can pick up each piece. You only need 2 to make this work, so go ahead and grab whatever's closest to you, but I will say the Mentor set is another fantastic set of gear, so you might want to consider picking it all up at some point. The Mentor set's 2-piece bonus increases attack after critical hits. This effect stacks up to 5 times and lasts 35 seconds for a total increase of up to plus 20 attack. If you're still not following, let me explain. The Thane set gives you increased crit. The Mentor set feeds off that increased crit to increase your attack. It's that synergy I mentioned before, something that players should always be looking for in a loot-driven game. Now I want to be clear, you will be missing out on the 5-piece bonuses from both sets of gear by mixing pieces of armor, but the benefits of doing so couldn't be more clear. Now I should mention the Mentor armor is part of a Raven set, so you won't get the benefits from skill points in the bear tree, but you can easily upgrade the armor stats with certain Raven skill points. I want to leave you with one last thing, weapons. And I know this is supposed to be an armor video where we forget about those death-dealing tools, but the truth is, if we're talking about synergy, we have to talk about weapons too. What we're really interested in here are items that feed off of critical hits. We're building a crit parry set, so using something that taps into that playstyle falls right in line with what we're trying to accomplish. Now that's not to say you should only consider those types of weapons, far from it, but things like Fafnir's Fang, which further increases our crit, just go to solidify the build even more. Other items like the Blacksmith's Hammer, which feeds off of the crit, are fantastic choices. There are no right answers here, only smart ones. What works for me may not work for you, but the key is that you have an understanding of how it works, and now moving forward you can identify new synergies and new sets of gear that will help you in your total and utter conquest of England. And there you have it, friends, the one set of armor you need to pick up. Well, I guess it's two sets of armor you need to pick up to make your conquest of England that much sweeter. Seriously, if you all are enjoying our coverage of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a like on the video would be greatly appreciated. We're working hard day and night to bring you straight to the point coverage of a game we're having a lot of fun playing. We couldn't do that without your support. If you have any ideas for future videos, let us know. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I do my best to read every new comment that comes in, and your feedback is really helpful. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.